I'll be honest with you, we're going to lose that fish again. And so if the question is, will history repeat itself? You're darn right, it is repeating.
This is something that's happening, and if they don't make some sort of a conservation to save these fish, I think in 5 or 6 years we could lose them. I mean, that's my opinion. And most of the old timers that are fishing out there say the same thing.
My grandchildren, sorry to say, may never catch a striped bass. But that's the way it is.
There's researchers out there that may say otherwise. I don't know about anything, but what I see. And I'm out here for pretty much 40 hours a week. And we're out here at the end of the island, and there's a lot of fish that move through here on their migration, both in the spring and in the fall. And here's what I see. I see thousands and thousands of sand eels in the spring. What, fluke blitzing on them, and not one bass. Fluke, boiling as if they're bluefish and bass. Not one bass, not one bass. You're sitting here in the midst of thousands of sand eels, and this is not like a one-time occurrence. This is a common friggin' occurrence. This was, I mean, I had 2 weeks there where I didn't see a fish on those sand eels, and the fluke were blitzing them every night. I mean, a smorgasbord of fluke and sand eels with no freaking bass on them. I see in the summertime, this summer in particular, in August, where normally you can pick schoolie after schoolie after schoolie, especially if there's a lot of bait. And this August there was tons of bait on the south side, on the north side. And, you know, yes, we did catch a few big fish in August, but where were all the small fish this year? Oh, Bill, the water temperature was probably too high. Fuck that. The water temperatures were exactly where they were the year before and the year before that. I took them. I know. Water temperatures were about 73 degrees at that time of year. That's about the average in August. It was 70, 73 degrees. So, you know, I get a little pissed when I'm talking about this because people tell me this and they tell me that. I'm out here every day. You know, I friggin' know, well, I know what I see. I don't know what's going on in the grand scheme of things. I know every state's different. You know, and Vito always comes up with a good point. Why aren't the striped bass expanding their range? What's happening in Maine? Why aren't the fish up there in Maine? I talked to guides in Maine, they're quitting. There are hardly any guides in Maine left because they're quitting because there's not enough striped bass to go up there. And people say, well, because of the bait's concentrated in certain areas. Okay, well, you tell me every single fish is in that pot of bait on the East Coast? Where are the other fish? They're not expanding their ranges. There's plenty of bait. Like last year, I can think, there's so many examples lately. Like last year, mullet. Everywhere. Mullet. Normally, I would say 7 years ago, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, there's going to be, you're in Montauk, you're in the fall, and there's mullet everywhere. You don't think there's going to be bass on those fish? Yes, there's going to be bass, of course. Last year, none. We may have picked like one, and schools of mullet everywhere. You know, that, I wouldn't say it would never happen, you know, 6, 7 years ago, but it was pretty much never happened.